What I'm doing is changing up the formatting of these different videos because you have to watch so many of them and they're so long. By changing each one up, maybe at least it makes it a little bit more interesting with some variety. So this is the disembodied voice lecture. Anyway, so our third series now, we've talked about networks, we've talked about data, and that leads us to digital marketing. The thing about marketing that we've learned is that it doesn't have to be expensive, that there are creative elements that you can look at. And the reason why a lot of this kind of marketing is so effective is because you can break the status quo. And so with digital marketing, we're going to find out we can even go cheaper. So today we're going to talk about what it is, what kinds there are, what are the key pieces, and the journey that we take the customer on it. So we know that marketing is about getting information and applying it. Because of the internet, everybody has the same access to the same information. The digital information primarily runs off of the 4 V's. The thing I left out was variability, that in algorithms we can actually see what's going on and predict what's going to go on. And with viral effects, customers are closer than ever, that you can touch a lot of people at one time. There's always been viral marketing, but it was always you could tell two friends who could tell two friends who could tell two friends. Now it's you could tell 100 friends who could tell 100 friends, and so on and so forth. So the implications of all this is that we can personalize better, we can bring all these people together, we can get their data, we can figure out what it means with much more accuracy and much more quickly. And so primarily marketing is about influence and data. And so as we see, the past lessons of past lectures still apply. That's still about the right message sent the right way. Now, what is digital marketing? First, it's about developing sales channels based on digital devices and networks to influence customer behavior. And you do this through customer experience, database decision making, and attribution. And attribution, again, is what are the variables that are most important. Now, digital marketing primarily focuses on sales channels, but of course, you're building on customer relationships. We talked about inbound and outbound marketing. The inbound marketing is you have the customers come to you. And so this way you can cut out a lot of the noise, because the first step beyond awareness is their intent. Whereas old marketing is you kind of push it on people and hope it happens. And what it comes down to is that you're trying to build a relationship, which means two ways. Is there an outbound digital? Yeah, there is. And that's basically ads. Although ads have become targeted, meaning if you're looking at lamps, all of a sudden your pop-up ads every other place you go are lamps. Because you've, again, expressed an intent. Emails, these are the kind of things. And so this goes way, way back to one of the early lectures, the difference between old marketing and new marketing. That old marketing, and this was on your quiz, was just about marketing to one lump. And now it's all about getting more out of each customer because I can bring them all together. What digital marketers focus on is that we know that marketing is about sharing values and bringing people together. And so you do that through digital means. And what you need to do is it's a network. And as we know, a network needs to be primed and pumped at times. Or if we want to take it in a new direction, we have to feed new information into the network. So things like likes and clicks and posts mean a lot. I want good customers. I want people who are going to go buy things, not people who waste my time. But good marketing is like good branding. It's the relationship you make with your customer for life. And you can read this table, but traditional marketing is more about cultivating sales, and now it's about building a market. And so inbound marketing, content and referral marketing, these are the big things that drive it. And it's because we can target and personalize. Why do we care about digital marketing? Because it has the best cost efficiencies. But mostly it's the easiest way to scale. It reaches across all phases of marketing. and it builds on itself. That once I start a relationship and I keep following on, I'm building. Digital marketing primarily still, when you distill it all down, it's all about three things. How do I find customers, which is about getting lead generations and managing the data, getting my customers, so that has to do with strategy and where do I want to touch the customer, and how do I grow my customers, and that has to do with diffusion and re-engaging people, and now I'm concerned about profit. And so this is basically what the funnel's about. And you have to decide in terms of revenue, how many times more than your cost do you need? In general, for a digital business, A is a factor of at least 3. So these are the issues in every one of these phases. How do they find me? Do they have a good experience? Now, if you notice, everybody uses a little different vocabulary, but it's the same thing. Acquisition is about awareness and some kind of intent. And to get through each one of those phases, there's a probability associated with it. And things in series, probabilities multiply by each other. But you can see where your probabilities are lowest and how do you get it up. For example, if your probability is only 1% and you can click it up to 2%, that's doubling. Whereas if it's 30% and you could add 10% more, but that's only 3% overall. And this is what we refer to again as the hierarchy of effects. So what's it all about? It's about content. It's about where I touch the customer, what channels I go through, how well am I aligned with what the customer is looking for, and how much it's going to cost. That's what all of digital marketing pretty much comes down to, these 5 issues. And so in terms of the digital space, what is it made of? Well, we'll talk about that in the next video.